Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday.
Mrs. Sargam Kaushal has been named Mrs. World 2022, bringing the title back to India after 21 years. A teacher by profession, the 32-year-old hails from Jammu and Kashmir and did her master's degree in English literature from the Jammu University. She also holds a B.Ed degree. Mrs. Sargam is married to Indian Navy officer Aditya Manohar Sharma. The director of the Central Intelligence Agency CIA of the United States, Bill Burns, had said that the Prime Minister Narendra Modi used his influence over Russian President Vladimir Putin to avert the use of nuclear weapons in Ukraine. India has repeatedly warned against any use of nuclear weapons in Ukraine while calling for a dialogue and diplomacy to end the conflict. The CIA chief's remarks assume significance as Mr. Putin had earlier warned of the increasing threat of nuclear war. Mr. Putin had warned that Russia will fight by all means available. The CIA chief's remarks are considered another endorsement of India's position on the Ukraine conflict. India defeated Bangladesh by 120 runs in the finals of the T20 World Cup 2022 for the blind in Bangalore to win an unprecedented third consecutive title. Batting first, India scored 277 runs in the 20 overs. In reply, Bangladesh were all out for 157 runs in their 20 overs. Australia, Bangladesh, Nepal, South Africa, Sri Lanka competed in the third edition of the competition, which was hosted by India. The men in blue, who had previously won the title in 2012 and 2017, completed a hat-trick of winning by defeating Bangladesh in the finals. Amid a massive rise in coronavirus cases in China, epidemiologist and the health economist Eric Fregeldin had said that more than 60% of the China is likely to be infected over the next 90 days, with deaths likely in millions. Earlier, reports said that the crematoriums designated for the COVID-19 patient in Beijing have been flooded with dead bodies. The BF7, that is the BA5.2.1.7 variant of the Omicron COVID-19 virus, is sublineage of the Omicron variant BA5. It's currently dominant in China and is driving their COVID-19 wave. The second edition of the Joint Task Force Committee meeting on the development of interconnectivity between Andaman Nicobar Islands and the Ek Indonesia Islands has been held in Port Blair this week. According to the government press release, the two sides discussed ways to promote trade, tourism, and people-to-people contact between the two regions. The first meeting was held in 2019. India, along with China and Russia, abstained from voting on a United Nations Security Council UNSC resolution condemning the Myanmar military junta for executions and abuses. All members of the council, except for the aforementioned nations, voted yes to the resolution. This is the first ever resolution adopted by UNSC on Myanmar. Both houses of the parliament were adjourned today, sine die, 6 days ahead of the schedule of the winter session. In his valedictory address to the Lok Sabha, Speaker Om Birla informed that the productivity of the House was 97% during the session. He said that a total of 13 sittings took place in which 7 bills were passed and 9 bills were introduced in the House. The Rajya Sabha chairman, Jagdeep Dhankar, said that the House had productivity of 102% during the session. He said that the House passed and returned 9 bills during the period. Mr. Dhankar added that 31 private members' bill was also introduced in the House. The chairman also said 1 hour 46 minutes time of the House was wasted due to disruptions. The winter session of Parliament, which started on 7th of this month, was scheduled to end on 29 December. The government today granted approval to the Bharat Biotech's nasal COVID vaccine for a booster dose. According to sources in Health Ministry, the nasal vaccine has been approved for those aged above 18 years. It is said that the vaccine will be available in private hospitals for the booster dose in the initial phase and will be introduced on the CoWIN platform this week. The nasal vaccine BBV 154 has received an approval of the Drug Controller General of the India in November for restricted use in an emergency situations for those above 18. as a heterologous booster dose. The approval for the vaccine comes amid spurt in COVID cases in China and some other countries around the world. India has handed over 125 sports utility vehicles SUVs to Sri Lanka police under a line of credit to support the island nation as it experiences one of the worst economic crises. The Indian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka tweeted that another 375 SUVs will also be sent to Colombo under the line of credit. India's economic growth is expected to moderate to 6.1 in financial year 24 from 6.8 estimated for the current fiscal. International Monetary Fund said a sharp global growth slowdown in the near term would affect India through trade and financial channels. IMF said in its report. IMF's India Mission Chief Nada Choeri said India is navigating a very difficult external environment. The Union Cabinet, headed by PM Narendra Modi, has approved revision of pension of armed forces pensioners oblique families, pensioners under one rank, one pension OROP from July 1, 2019. The personnel retired up to June 30, 2019 will be covered under this revision. More than 25.13 lakh, including over 4.52 lakh new beneficiaries of armed forces and pensioner families, will be benefited from this decision.
Well, that's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.